we are going to take a look at bias in reviews. So the term bias refers to when somebody writes something or looks at something that they have an opinion, and their opinion kind of comes across. Sometimes it's reasonable and sometimes not. So in a way, it's a type of prejudice towards something. And our culture right now with the internet, we are flooded with reviews. There's reviews for all kinds of things: services, hotels, stores, daycares, restaurants, many, many things. I know for myself, before I look at a restaurant or before I hire somebody for a service, I tend to read reviews. So when you're reading reviews, though, you should be considering the person who wrote the review and thinking about, is there bias, okay? Is there prejudice toward their experience, or are they evaluating that experience fairly? So that's the question I always ask myself. So there are dangers to bias. It hurts businesses. If a business gets a lot of unfair or negative reviews, they might go out of business. Consumers, me, the reader, or you, the reader, might get an unfair, wrong impression. I have seen reviews where people create many accounts and then they flood a business with negative reviews. So reviews can be manipulated to be a bit unfair. And reviews can also damage a reputation unfairly. Unfortunately, when people take the time to write a review, it's generally a negative review. People do not generally take the time to write positive reviews. So let's say we're looking for a daycare. Most parents will start their search with looking at what daycares are available in an area, and then they'll read reviews. So we want to be able to search for bias. So these are some wonderful steps to use. First of all, read everything carefully. Look at the headline to see, does it seem right away biased or angry? Ask yourself if the article is helping or hurting. I look for reviews that are meant to help me, meaning they have good concrete information. I write reviews myself for restaurants and hotels and experiences, and I try to provide concrete, helpful information. I don't write a review to try to hurt somebody or hurt a business because I'm angry. So kind of question that. Figure out who the article is meant for. Who is the reader? Is this article, which is inflammatory toward a daycare, because a parent's mad about one incident? Well, then that's not really helpful. Or is this article or review meant to help me as a parent decide where I should take my child? Look for exaggerated, colorful language. When people swear in a review, that right away to me discredits them, because that indicates anger and that indicates bias. So think about the language. Identify the writer's tone. Again, do they seem angry or do they seem helpful? Do they seem bitter? Do they seem like they're trying to get back at the daycare? And then sometimes pictures might be included. So I included a couple examples for us to take a look at. This is an actual review of a daycare in Milwaukee. When you look at it, they have poor security there. Anybody, CN, enter, won't ask for an ID. When you read through this, what do you think of? Well, for me, right away, I don't give the writer a lot of credibility because I'm looking at all the many, many spelling, grammatical errors in this. So this person does not seem real credible in my mind. So that is, one thing right away to kind of take a look at. Here too, look at the top one. Don't send your kid here. They will come home abused with no call home, no note. That's pretty angry. It's pretty emotional. They'll blame the child, sweep it under the rug. So to me, when I read that, this is a 1-star review. It's a negative review. And at the end, they swear. So whenever anybody swears to me again, it doesn't seem credible. If this person's angry, give me concrete, yes, I don't know. It just, when you look at it, I don't know, it just doesn't seem credible. The second one too, look at this. And if we use the bullet points to analyze it, what do you think? This is a great place to put your children in, but when you is just, you're not texting. With an unprofessional assistant, it throws the whole place down. My daughter haven't even had the chance to start. So here the person maybe did have a rude encounter, but they're right away trashing and giving 1 star to the daycare. So I wanted to show you too, looking at bias, a 1-star and a 5-star review, and these are the same, this is the same place. So the first one seems a little angry. The director's rude and inconsiderate. I'll call because of her nasty attitude. If you read through that, you don't know. So when you're reading something like that, that seems a little biased or prejudiced, you want to read more reviews. I'll also click on the reviewer to see if they have all negative reviews. But look at the 5-star. I'm reading through this and it has some helpful comments. The staff is helpful. The caregivers are amazing. It's a nice community. I like the ending part. When I pick my daughter up, she wants to show me the toys and continue playing. So look for bias, look for colorful language, look to see if somebody just seems angry, and be able to critique reviews so you can make a fair assumption. Because I know there's been many situations where I read a negative review, but I try something anyway, and it was great. And vice versa. I've gone to wonderful reviewed places and had bad experiences. So remember, just to be able to critique and make good, sound judgments on your own.